Hi, it's Miles Red Songbird in New York City. Mary Magdalene in the first century. The world is about Jesus Christ looking for a wife for eternity. And he found her in Mary Magdalene, but he had to train her because she had a lot of fears. And she didn't have any self-confidence because life had beaten her down. So he changed things so that heaven and earth would be the same as Mary's heart, because he knew her heart was true. So whatever happened double. Happened to Mary, and it happened to the U.S. Okay. Mary was married to pedophile, homosexual Lucifer, who had a death wish. His name was Michael John Spear. His name had been Sawan Singh when he was a great master in India. She had been married to, Mary Magdalene had been married to a U.S. trader, President and General Ulysses S. Grant, whose current name is Owen Benjamin. She had been married to a sex slaver named David Foster. That's his name this day. His name was the Sultan of Brunei when he was a sex slaver. Then she was married to a liar, an adulterer, a cheater, and a thief named Edwin Birdsong, who recently transitioned out of his body. He's awaiting permission to get into their daughter Robin Birdsong's body when she marries and has a baby. He had sex with family friend Stevie Wonder. Stevie left his funeral 3 times. He was overcome with grief. It was as if he had lost his wife. Okay. This says, mind, fuck, my train of thought, baby. I was Aunt Donnie's other baby. And when she was dying, I was fanning her. Like she had a fan in me. I was her fan. And she asked for some soup, so I got excited and went and got her some soup. I thought she was getting well. She picked up on my attitude and she realized I wanted her to live. She had been Galileo and she wanted to die. But she was born to me and Judas. She wanted a piano player singer for a father, and she wanted a saint for a mother. Judas, having stolen my energy, played piano and sang. And I was on the path of Jesus Christ, who was training me to be a saint. This says, feel you see kin. My kin, my relative, Kendrick, was Aunt Donnie. She was my great aunt. She has now been reborn to me and Stevie Wonder, Judas Hitler, Stevie Wonder. As our child. And it wasn't a physical sex. We did not have physical sex. I didn't even know you could get pregnant unless you had physical sex. But we didn't have physical sex. He was sleeping with my husband. I didn't know he was sleeping with my husband. I just knew my husband spent all his time with Steve. So I wondered one day what it would be like for Stevie Wonder to make love to me. I cringed at the thought. It was only there briefly, but I did wonder that. she wanted to have a father like Stevie Wonder. So that clicked together. Those two thoughts and desires melded. And Stevie Wonder, who had been Judas and in love with Mary Magdalene when she was Jesus Christ's wife, wanted to make love to me, Mary Magdalene, now Michelle Birdsong. So those three desires created a baby, Robin Birdsong. And I didn't even know this, and I don't think he knew this. But when Robin showed me a picture of her and Steve's daughter at Edwin's funeral, she said, "Wow, I look more like Stevie than his daughter does." I said, "Well, you can forget about that. I certainly never slept with Stevie Wonder." And then the information came to me in my automatic writing that you don't have to sleep with anybody physically. It begins with a thought. Birth begins with a thought. And certainly two thinking the same thing. So that's how that happened. And then I said, now Stevie Wonder owes Mary Magdalene over $9 million in back child support payments. Payment for stealing, S-T-E-A, stealing. Payment for stealing her energy and using it to create a career started by Mary with Vigoda. Okay, I told Vigoda that Stevie Wonder was a musical genius, that he could cross over from lowly soul singer to pop star. And Vigoda, who had been my husband in a past life, believed me. He didn't know anything about Steve's music. He was a Joni Mitchell fan. He believed me, and he said that he would take Stevie on as a client. For the next 40 years, Vigoda made one lucrative deal after another for Stevie Wonder until Steve amassed a fortune of $100 million. So use it to create a career started by Mary with Vigoda that was a successful. Stevie Wonder, has amassed a fortune of $100 million. He owes Vigoda's wife back payments because Vigoda made a deal that if he made Steve rich, that Steve would share his wealth with him, and so with him and his wife. So when Vigoda died, Steve was supposed to continue paying his wife, and he went to court, got the sympathy vote from the judge to stop payments. So now that's not right because he had a contract. So Steve owes Vigoda's wife, and he owes Mary, then Michelle Birdsong, for helping him get a career in the first place and for back child support payments. As Fritz Perls, a psychiatrist, Mary had suicidal patients. Mary Z. Michelle Birdsong had suicidal patients, which she used talk and share technique. Is something I invented along with Jesus Christ. And stay in touch with your feelings. And psychoanalysis from when it was Freud. And stay in touch with your feelings in the moment technique. When I was Fritz Perls, I created that. Okay, so these suicidal patients that I had, Judas, Hitler. Judas had hanged himself. Hitler shot himself in the head. That's Stevie Wonder. Now he's suicidal because he's got these patterns in his brain. Number 2, Eva Braun, Hitler's wife, took poison pills and committed suicide. As Vincent van Gogh, she shot herself, or himself. It was a him then. That's my daughter, Melanie L. Spear. She tried to commit suicide once in this life about taking an overdose of sleeping pills. The third suicidal person I had to deal with was King. Now, I didn't know these people were suicidal on paper. I could feel their energy, however, and I did my best to keep them alive, doing therapy and also creating, wonderful events for us to attend, have a rich, full life, so it would be fun. Now, King Saul fell on his own sword. That was my son sing bird song. Rather than be captured by the Philistines, he paid for it, for the suicide, by living without a mother when he was Jimi Hendrix. Then accidentally killing himself, choking on his own vomit, as he'd not been nurtured, been taken care of, by a mother. So he didn't know how to take care of himself. This life he has as a mother, the Michelle Birdsong, named by Jesus Christ, judges the best mother in the world, and takes good care of himself so well he doesn't get sick. The karma's balanced. In other words, he paid for having committed suicide by living without a mother, and so then he got a mother, and he lived righteously. He's been a vegetarian all his life. Balance. His karma's balanced. Okay, what is balance decoded? Babaji will an angel enter. The angel is Michelle. Enter North Carolina. Babaji is an angel, Gabriel. Michelle is the angel, Michelle. Enter North Carolina, Eve energy. Definitely defined. Defined energy. Feel. I, sex. Pleasure. Enter. Energy. Daughter. Aria. Okay, so this is saying that Babaji and the angel Michelle entered into I sex, and it was pleasurable, and that energy went into a daughter, Evelyn Jones, who became Aria, Elizabeth Michelle, the baby that's in me now. See, they created a baby with I sex. That's another example of sex without physical touching. It can happen. You better watch your thoughts. That's what Jesus said. You commit adultery just by feeling lust for a woman. Okay, number 4. Galileo is the last suicidal person in my life. Death was established while being under house arrest for 8 years by a powerful Catholic Church. Okay, so that's because Galileo discovered that the sun is the center of the solar system, and that Copernicus was right. He had said that too. The church didn't want people to know that the sun was God, so they told him to shut up about it and say he made a mistake. He said he made a mistake. He lied. He betrayed himself. He hasn't forgiven himself. He was born with a death wish that he got as he sat in that house under house arrest for 8 years. Okay, his name is Robin Birdsong. Also, Robin was a martyr, St. Francis of Assisi, who took a vow of poverty, did a lot of good stuff, following Jesus Christ, the martyr. He was, Robin Birdsong was a martyr of Michelangelo, who lay on his back for 4 uncomfortable years painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. The name of the painting is Creation, showing God, Jesus Christ, Govinda Singh, almost touching fingertips with Adam. Fingertips was the name of Judas's first hit. Stevie Wonder's first hit was called Fingertips. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Okay, almost touching fingertips with Adam. Adam is Michael Bublé. Michael Bublé says that Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles are two of his idols. He also says in a song several times, I'm blind. Okay. My other mother, Andoni, sent me by taxi to take piano lessons in the next town, New Providence. I lived in Clarksville, Tennessee. We lived in Clarksville, Tennessee. She bought a piano for me to practice on. Okay, let's decode New Providence. Enter Eve energy, double, present her, practice decoder. Present her, see true pleasure. Her true pleasure is to see energy, see true energy ordered. Enter. Okay. Pianos. Patterns present pianos. Pi, angel, pleasure. See true. Okay, pi is a thing in the sky. Pi is a thing that's extremely helpful and it can fit with anything. The therapist decoded the her, Eve, a pi, extremely helpful. C, pi, C is example of sex of pleasure. See true. The Eve, her, a pi, I see true. Energy, enter, the Govinda. Govinda Singh is Jesus Christ's name these days. Okay, near dead Doni in the emergency room. The emergency room was the back room of our house. Lorraine Doni was my other mother. I was fanning Andoni. She was nearly dead. Galileo, she was Galileo. She asked for soup. I hoped that meant she was going to live. She saw that I wanted her to live. She saw me as a saint. So when she was, okay, so you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. She taught me this. Free. Feel her energy enter. Andoni's energy entered me as my daughter and Judas's daughter because I wanted her to live, okay, and she didn't want to live. So the live part matched, and that's another reason she became my daughter. And as her therapist for the past 25 years, I have kept her suicidal. I've kept her from committing suicide, just as I kept Judas and King Saul and Eva Braun. Just as I kept all of them from committing suicide with the help of Jesus Christ and the therapy we created, Talk and Share. Jesus knew Mary's heart was true. This is Mary Magdalene. So he set heaven on earth to match Mary. Minnow Church. Minnow at church. That's me. My other name was Minnow. Jesus and Judas were in love with Mary Magdalene. She loved Jesus but lacked self-confidence that she'd be a good wife for him. Jesus had the blind preacher send Minnow to hell on earth. The blind preacher yelled at me, "Burn in hell for eternity." I was 5 years old, and I went there in my imagination. She could overcome. Okay, so he did that. Jesus did that. Had the blind preacher do that, so I could overcome my fear of hell, of Lucifer, of Satan, of suffering, of pain. Remember I said Jesus loved Mary Magdalene? That's me, okay? But he knew that we couldn't live together for eternity if I was filled with all these fears. So he had me go through these things in life so I could overcome the fear of pain, the fear of burning. Adam actually burnt me alive in the New York City shirtwaist fire. Okay, the fear of mystery of people. I learned psychology, so people are not a mystery. I can understand them now. The fear of insanity. I've been through that. It doesn't scare me anymore. I know it's just going lower in consciousness. I'm being out of context. The fear of displeasing people. I don't give a shit what people think. The fear of sex. I had so much. I don't fear that anymore. Fear of foul language. I can cuss like the best of them. Fear of alcohol. I used to drink. Fear of death. I've died about 4 times and come back and refused to die permanently. Fought it. Fear of being a bum on welfare and homeless. Been there, done that. Fear of being fat, losing weight. Been there, done that. Fear of cancer. I had breast cancer, radiation therapy. Fear of being alone. I'm alone now. Fear of stinking. That's what kept us apart in North Carolina, because I had washed, but Nancy Bush said, "Did you wash good?" So I thought she was saying I stank. So then when Manira came over and said, Babaji said those who came on the bus can move to the front, I didn't want to move to the front unconsciously because I thought I stank, because Nancy put that idea in my head. And I accepted it because I'm an empath and I take on the feelings of those closest to me. And she thought that, so I felt that. So that's the kind of thing, that's exactly why Jesus sent me through those things, because any one of those things could have kept us apart. And he wants us to be together. See? So now I don't have a fear of stinking. If I stink, I'll wash the first chance I get. And also I'm getting better about understanding when other people's feelings are invading my being. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's somebody else's feelings. Okay, let's do this. Mainstream clues to you. Mary Magdalene was looking for a man who would be true. Would, W, ordered, you will, daughter. Okay? I think that's Adam. Adam is my will for my energy. B energy, yeah. True. The, her, you, Venus. Okay, I'm Venus. Victory. One Touch of Venus was a movie. Venue, United States. Okay. Victory, E, enter us, Adam and Eve. You'll see, us, United States, under the sun. Okay, this is talking about when I arrived in the United States from the sun. Sunday. See Sunday. You enter, see you enter, daughter, A-I, E-Y-E, A-I. This is talking about I have an I. Okay, this is creation, you understand? So the I came into being. Point, pleasure. Point of creation is pleasure. Present order is sex. In touch. Intertouch. Okay, now we're talking about touch. That's one of the senses. Eye is a sense. The ability to see is a sense. It's another sense. Present will energy. A me. You, her. Eve, Venus. Victory. Eve energy enter us, the United States. See you enter day. Okay, now you're talking about the day Sunday came entered. Monday. Mother ordered enter daughter Michelle. A I am E me ye. True mouth. This is Tuesday. True mouth. Eve energy. Sun source. Day. Say. Speak. Days of week. Okay, that's just saying what we're doing. I'm speaking the days of the week. True you, Eve, Venus energy. Sun, source, daughter. A, ear. Here. He as her. Okay, he. I was Archangel Michael. He. Then the Son put a womb and teats in me and made me a her. It says, so I am a he as her. But the Son said to me, I'm true, so I'm a true woman. Okay, that's Tuesday. Well, we got Wednesday. W, Eve, Den. Eden. Enter, daughter. Enter, Aria Elizabeth. That's the baby that's in me. Now, enter, son. Day. Baby. Giancarlo Arturo in North Carolina. Okay, so I have twins in me. And this baby was created in North Carolina. Okay, so I have the twins, Aria Elizabeth Michelle and Giancarlo Arturo. They're twins in me right now. I'm expecting them to be born any day now. Or should I say any hour? That's Wednesday, Thursday. Where's the Thursday? True heaven, your Radhaswami. Some soon day, yummy day. Okay, Radhaswami is Lord of the Soul. Rose in bloom, Govinda's tune, Govinda's Jesus Christ. Sweet smell in June. June is the month of weddings. Babies come before our honeymoon. Noses know. This is also the sense of smell. Noses know they will heal the wounds of past romances of men who were cruel. Our new family's stances. Love is the rule. Confirmed. Okay. Friday. Feel her identity, AI, ideal entity, is sex pleasure. Do, Eve energy, Adam, will, Adam's will. Eve's energy is Adam's will. Energy into cross, entity, is pleasure. I, sex, pleasure, cross, I. You came across as wise when you used Govinda's third eye. Now you can see true. Now you use the third eye in her roof. Ordered open feelings. Open. Order. Present energy into feelings. Saturday. She at true. You her day. District Attorney I. Defense Attorney I. So unseen great master Lucifer said he's been at all levels of creation of society. There are very few advanced souls. Add Nancy, energy, dead God. Abbott sped away. Nancy spoke bitterly every day. That's why David died, her husband. Enter angel in North Carolina eyes. So you will. Sun under number one. Number one, enter you, Michelle Birdsong, energy, her. Number one, honey, his order, enter I. That's Govinda Singh, Jesus Christ orders Michelle Birdsong to enter his I. When she did that, they made a baby. Well, I got through all of that. I hope you understood it. I couldn't explain every single thing. I'm the district attorney and the defense attorney. You know, I make the cases against and then I explain why they did what they did. This is Judgment Day I'm talking about that I've been doing. Well, okay. So this is Mary Magdalene, the Michelle Birdsong, Angel Michelle, Einstein's Mind. No. So many identities talking to you from New York City. I'll talk to you again soon. I have more to tell you. That's for sure. So long.